The Schwalbe Clik valve? My first impression was the absolute worst. What is this? It feels like the air leaked out. It is a bit too soft. Hello everyone, I am Dr. Roadmark. This time, I bought the Schwalbe Clik valve, which makes inflating tires incredibly convenient. So, I am going to replace the valve core and install it today. Before we begin, please do not forget to hit the subscribe and like buttons. This is the Schwalbe Clik valve. Let us open it up. Alright, we have the valve core here. It also comes with a valve adapter, a valve cap, and a tool to install and remove the valve. There are 3 main kits available. There is the Clik valve kit and the Clik valve pump head adapter set. Finally, there is the Clik valve plus pump head set. If you have a pump head, you only need this, but you will need this specific part for an electric pump. Also, for a standard floor pump, this option is all you need. Honestly, this is the most economical way to use it. You can simply connect it to a regular pump like this. Take a look at the valve here. I will open this valve. Please open the valve first. Using this valve core adapter, you can easily remove the valve core like this. Then you just insert the Clik valve right here. When installing the Schwalbe Clik valve, you can just turn it and tighten it by hand. It turns out you do not need any special tools for this. You can see a small gap between the valve body and the Schwalbe Clik valve. This is the tubeless Presta valve that came with my carbon wheels. I tried installing the Schwalbe Clik valve here as well, and the valve core sits almost completely flush. It seems like this particular valve body is a bit finicky. Now, this one is installed on a compatible tube. As you can see, there is still a slight gap here. Therefore, a small gap like this is perfectly normal and not a defect. I almost returned the product because of this. The valve cap also has a different mechanism. You just press it down lightly and the valve locks into place. I was curious about the weight difference, so I measured them. The standard Presta valve weighed exactly 1 gram. The Schwalbe Clik valve came out to 2 grams. For this setup, I will be using the Schwalbe Pro 1 clincher tires. The box design has been newly updated. I am also planning to install brand new disc rotors today. First, I will install it on the TPU tube I was using before. I have already pumped a little bit of air into it. If there is too much air, you can easily release it using your fingernail. Since they say air goes in even without a valve adapter, I will first try inflating it with an electric pump without the adapter. Unfortunately, while some air did go in, I could not reach the desired tire pressure. This time, I will connect the Schwalbe Clik valve adapter to the electric pump and try again. Wow, using the electric pump with the Clik valve is an absolute game changer. It is incredibly convenient. I am not sure if this will actually work. It makes the whole process effortless. You just snap it on with a single touch. Wait, I hear air leaking. What is going on? The Clik valve just popped right out. It feels like a lot of air leaked. The tire is quite soft. This means this valve body is causing compatibility issues. The air completely leaked out, down to 37 psi. Unfortunately, more than half of the air had escaped. At that moment, I thought, wow, I cannot use this. I was seriously thinking about returning the remaining valve cores. But then, I accidentally discovered a TPU tube with a replaceable core. The entire valve body of this tube is made of metal, and the product photos explicitly showed that the Schwalbe Clik valve could be swapped in. So I ordered it and decided to install a fresh tube. This time, I prepared this new TPU tube with a full metal valve body. Let us assemble it again. I will swap out the core before I begin. Alright, the old core is out. Here is the Clik valve core. They say you can just screw it in by hand. Perfect, it is done. Oh wait, it is twisting. The tube almost got twisted, but I straightened it out. All right, I have shaped it properly. Now, let us fit it into the wheel. Insert the valve through the valve hole. Carefully push the tube inside the tire. The tube is now placed inside the rim and the tire. I started tucking the slightly inflated TPU tube between the rim and the tire. It is actually much easier to work with when it has a bit of structure. All right, let us rotate it and push it into place. Since the tire is very tight, you need to press down on it, making sure the tire bead wire moves into the center channel of the rim. It is still not going in easily, and the reason is doing this releases a bit of air. It is easier to push the tire into the rim when there is less air inside. However, I think I will just use a tool because this is way too difficult. Use a tire lever at a point about 5 centimeters away from the tire valve. You have to be very careful not to damage the tube here. You can push the remaining section in using your hands. It just needs a little bit of help at the end. It looks like the tube is properly seated without any pinches along the rim. Yes, it went in perfectly. Excellent. Now, we need to push the valve up once. Give it a quick push so that the valve seats safely inside the tire. Working with a TPU tube definitely requires a bit more effort than a standard rubber tube. Let us pump in a little more air, and from here, you need to massage the tire a bit. This ensures the TPU tube flattens out completely inside the rim. Massaging it properly helps prevent future pinch flats. Press down along the tire to help the tube settle into its proper place. It is also a good idea to completely deflate it once after this process. Perfect. Now I will inflate it up to 80 psi. All right, then you just pull the pump head straight off. The tire seated beautifully and evenly all around, and the tire bead popped into place perfectly without any high or low spots. Double check to ensure the tire is fully installed without being trapped under the rim or popping out. Secure the valve using the valve nut so it does not rattle. Finally, just press the cap on to lock it, and you are all done. After installing and using this Schwalbe Clik valve, which is as convenient as a Schrader valve, here are my final thoughts. I highly recommend this to anyone using tubeless tires, which frequently suffer from minor air loss. Even if you use TPU tubes, the convenience far outweighs the tiny weight penalty. If I ever need to replace a damaged TPU tube in the future, I will definitely switch them all to this system. One important tip is to make sure you use this product with tubes that have a solid metal valve body. Lightweight plastic or fragile valves might cause air leaks. It has been a full day since I inflated the tire, and there are absolutely no leaks from the valve. It is holding the air pressure perfectly. If you would like to purchase this product, please use the links in the description box or the pinned comment. It really helps me continue buying and reviewing various products for you. Please do not forget to subscribe and like the video. I am Mark. Thank you for watching.